They teach you to worship strength like a god. They put it on pedestals, drape it in glory, feed children stories where the strongest never fall. It's a lie dressed in gold. Strength falls. The tallest towers collapse. The sharpest blades snap. The ones who seem invincible have cracks you cannot see until you step close enough to hear them creak. And that is your choice, not to pity the fall, but to be the force that makes it inevitable. This is not a speech about honor or mercy. This is a lesson in consequence. You will meet men and women who were handed power like a crown. They walk like kings. They sleep like kings. They make the world bow until one day their kingdom shatters and all that remains are bones and a name someone spits on. Why do they fall? Because strength without hunger calcifies into arrogance. Because pride breeds complacency. Because the strongest often treat the world as if it owes them survival. That's where you come in. You will train not to be the hero that saves them. You will train to be the truth that takes them down. Not for cruelty alone, for necessity. The world needs a balance. For every god that forgets what it means to suffer, there must be a force that reminds them. A force that shows power is not permanence. This path is dark. It is glorious and merciless and beautiful in the way only the storm can be beautiful. Listen close. I'll tell you how to become that force. You will make your flesh a tool of execution. Train with intent, not ego. Every rep, every sprint, every strike must have purpose. To deny weakness, a home in your body. Pain is data. Pain says where you end. Hurt and push into the zone just past that point. That's where the blade is tempered. Condition like a predator. Endurance until others flee. Speed until others miss. Power until others crumble. Do not merely lift break limits and make new ones to replace them. When your body becomes lethal, you will no longer be surprised by violence. You will deliver it cleanly, decisively, without wasted theatrics. Violence without strategy is noise. It is temporary, loud, forgotten. Learn to read tempo. Know when an enemy is tired, when their pride is swollen, when a small wound can become an avalanche. Timing kills. Study failures like they are scriptures. Every loss is a lesson. Record it. Extract the pattern. Never repeat it. Think like a hunter. Map their habits, chase their weaknesses, make them bleed where they cannot recover. You will not brawl because you want to be seen. You will strike because you planned their collapse and executed the plan with the patience of a winner. You will not brawl because you want to be seen. You will strike because you planned their collapse and executed the plan with the patience of a winner. The strongest fall because they let emotion be their ruler. Never show excess. Let them perform for the crowd. You perform for the result. Anger is fuel, but only controlled fuel. Let rage sharpen your focus, not blind it. Remove attachments that make you predictable. People who love their titles become easy targets. When nothing matters but the mission, you are incorruptible. Cold clarity is a blade. The world prefers noise. Silence slices deeper. You want enemies to hesitate. Make them pay to look at you wrong. Build a reputation that costs lives. Let whispers precede you. Make the rumor of your presence heavier than actual numbers. Reputation is made in small, merciless acts, a single, unflinching choice that becomes story. Repeat it until the story becomes law. But don't be theatrical. Be efficient. Theater builds applause, not obsession. Obsession is what feeds deterrence. They should think twice before they stand. That is the power of being known. All structures fail at seem small, invisible weaknesses. Learn where to push. Watch how power is protected. Loyalty, law, ritual. Those are veneers.
Push a corner and watch the whole edifice splinter. Make opponents bleed politically, socially, financially, not just physically. Exhaust their resources until their strength is only a memory. Turn their strengths against them. Pride can be bait. Faith can be the chain you use to bind them. You do not need to be the loudest. You need to be the most inescapable. Killing a Titan is rarely a single stroke. It is attrition, patience, and endless grind. When you cannot win today, make sure they cannot win tomorrow.
Persistence is cruelty dressed as endurance. Show up when everyone else has gone home. A life of relentlessness will grind giants into dust because they will not expect the quiet, stubborn storm. They will fall to you, not because you are stronger at dawn, but because you refuse to leave the fight at dusk. You are not a mindless executioner. Know why you remove a king. Is it to stop a cruelty? To correct an imbalance? To prevent future tyranny? Purpose keeps you from becoming what you hate. Kill vanity, not need. Destroy the systems that rot people into monsters, not merely the people themselves when possible. There is a cold mercy in ending a tyrant. You prevent the harvest of more suffering. The darkness is a tool. The end you seek must be the light you would die for, or the darkness will consume you. Cold awakening. 2 miles run before sunrise. 100 explosive bodyweight reps. Stationary discipline until the body is numb. Mental ritual, 15 minutes of scenario rehearsal. Visualize the opponent's weaknesses exploited. Rehearse the perfect strike. Learn, study strategy. History of collapses, psychology of pride. 1 hour of reading or analysis. Operate with ruthless efficiency. Do not waste time. Pressure is created by constant, focused motion. Fight training sparring that bruises humility into steel, not for show, for function. Reflection journal. What bled today? What survived? What will break tomorrow? Repeat, repeat, repeat. This path kills friendships, poisons innocence, and burns the comforts of ordinary life. It will make you feared and lonely. If your heart is not steel, it will shatter. You will be called monstrous. You will be hunted by your conscience. You will stand at the edge of peace and choose war. Accept it. Refuse nostalgia for softness. The world you craft will not offer apologies. You will not ask for them. You will lose allies. You will get wounded. You will taste the threat of annihilation. But with every fall, you collect knowledge. With every blood spilled, you become sharper. The strongest fall because they believed fallibility was someone else's problem. You will be the one who turns that oversight into their ruin. This is not about being the greatest in a crowd. This is about ensuring that when the greatest stands in front of you wrapped in praise and safety, you are the one who reminds them of mortality. You will not be sentimental. You will not be stopping for applause. You will be the voice that says, the world is owed balance, and if they will not pay, you will collect. Stand wider than fear. Move cleaner than regret. Strike truer than their hubris. When they are finally broken on the ground, when the crowd's roar turns to silence, you will not gloat. You will have one thought. The work continues. Because mercy is a luxury the weak afford themselves. You are not weak. You are inevitable. And when the strongest fall, it will be because you taught them how. Raise your blade, sharpen your will, and make the world remember one rule. Power is not eternal. I am. And I will be the one to end their reign. You learned how to shape the blade. You learned how to sharpen the mind. You learned how to stalk the seams in other people's armor. Now we go deeper to the marrow, to the part that refuses to stop when everything else has died. This work will not be clean. It will not be noble in the way the poets describe. It will be filthy. It will be lonely. It will chew on your bones and spit you back up, and then ask you to smile and keep walking. Do it anyway. Walk into emptiness until it feels like a room you've lived in all your life. Sit with the knowledge that any advantage can be taken, that anyone can betray you. The titles mean nothing when the knife is at your throat. Understand that, and you begin to stop being surprised by ruin. Learn the smell of defeat. Know it intimately. The first time you meet it, you will panic. The 10th time, you will catalog its textures. The 100th time, you will smile because you know how to use it. Turn losses into ledger entries. Not emotional burdens, cold utilitarian records. Loss, cause, response, action, result, progress. Use this ledger to plan your next strike. Teach yourself to enjoy the work of rebuilding. There's a perverse joy in taking shattered pieces and assembling them into something sharper. Loss is a teacher cruel but truthful. Invite it into your training camp and let it tutor you. There's a difference between becoming cruel and becoming ruthlessly effective. The first destroys you. The second builds the weapon you need. Be ruthless with your time. Cut any relationship, ritual, or desire that doesn't fuel the mission. If it doesn't sharpen you, dull it from your life. Be ruthless with your standards. Tolerances become habits. When you accept mediocre work, you teach your future to accept mediocre results. Never do that. Be ruthless with your mercy. Mercy has a place. It is not for the battlefield of becoming. Give it sparingly, strategically. Too much mercy mortgages your future strength. Ruthlessness is a scalpel, precise, deliberate, surgical. Use it to remove rot. Don't let it become the rot itself. The world sleeps. The soft breathe in their pillows while the storms of your life rage. The darkness is your gym. Train when the world expects you to rest. The quiet hours carve a different kind of muscle. Discipline, resolve, stubbornness. Practice violence of purpose in the night. Work on the skills that terrify you. Expose yourself to the edge of failure under the cloak of darkness so that daylight becomes easy. Let the night teach you silence. The ability to hold a plan like a stone in your chest without talking about it is power. The world noise is its only defense. The night is honest. It reveals where you are soft. Make the night your ally. Allied armies collapse when their generals are compromised. Your first command is to yourself. Promise nothing to others that you cannot keep for yourself. Other people's timelines, expectations, and illusions are distractions. Hold loyalty like a weapon, valuable, guarded, not squandered. Your self-loyalty is the steel that will carry you through betrayals. Expect betrayal. Plan for it. Keep contingencies like secret weapons. The man who trusts blindly will be dismembered. The man who plans for treachery is prepared to survive it. Your oath is to your future self. That is the only guarantee worth honoring. There's beauty in remaining unreadable until the moment you must act. Move quietly. Let people show their hands while you keep yours hidden. Build a presence that is felt before it is seen. Make your influence ripple without revealing the source. Strike when the world has settled into complacency. The more they sleep on you, the louder your return will be. Invisibility is not cowardice, it's strategy. The predator waits. The prey exhausts itself pretending to be safe. Fear is a currency. Learn to spend it and to collect it. Make your enemies fear the possibility of failing, not just the reality. Uncertainty kills morale faster than defeat. Use rumor as a weapon. Allow stories to form around you ambiguous, terrifying. Humans fill silence with terror. Give them reasons. When facing an opponent, show them the mirror. Make their doubts echo until they forget why they fought. Fear is leverage. With it, small moves topple larger structures. You don't need grand battles. You need precision. Identify the pillar. Every throne stands on one weakness. Loyalty, resource, pride, information. Find it. Work the seam. Apply pressure in small increments. Corrode their support quietly until it fractures. Exploit the panic. When structure falters, disorder spreads. Use chaos as a blade to finish the job. Finish clean. When the moment presents, strike quickly and with finality. Don't linger for applause. You do not topple a mountain with a single swing. You undermine it, and then you let gravity do the rest. Not everyone will understand. Many will call you monstrous. Some will fear you. Most will avoid you. You will be the mirror that shows their cowardice. Prepare for isolation. Those who produce greatness often stand alone because few can endure the price. Prepare for moral noise. Critics will make virtue of inaction. Ignore them. Noise is the accompaniment of restraint. Prepare for the emptiness of triumph. When you take what you sought, the victory will be hollow if you have failed to keep your purpose intact. If these costs are more than you can accept, do not walk this road. If they are fuel, proceed. There's a quiet satisfaction in teaching the world its own mortality. When the strongest fall because of you, do not celebrate like a child. Observe like a craftsman. The ruin is a tool that clears the ground for what comes next. After the fall, watch how the survivors behave. Will they harden into something better, or will they find excuses? Your work continues either way. The ultimate goal is not to be feared for fear's sake, but to create a world where rot cannot hide behind crowns. That is a ruthless mercy. This is the point where purpose becomes a legacy, not in the songs they sing, but in the systems corrected, in the suffering halted, the future secured. You have chosen a road that will ask everything of you. It will take names, it will cost sleep, it will ask you to look into the faces of those who were once invincible and do what must be done. Swear to one thing only: you will not soften. You will not forgive your own failure. You will not be deterred by applause or scorn. When the strongest stand crowned and unchallenged, you will be the cold answer in the night. You will be the inevitable end. Raise your shoulders to the weight. Tighten the grip on your purpose. Make your footsteps count. Then walk into the storm, calm, precise, merciless. When they crumble, when their power collapses into dust, do not look for pity. There is none to be had. There is only work. And you will keep working. Because the strongest must fall. And when they fall, you will be the one to finish the job. Stay hidden, stay ruthless, stay hungry. Above all, do not grow soft. Stay hard, motherfucker. You don't want to be a ripple in someone else's storm. You want to be the storm. Stop reacting. Design the first move and force others to answer it. If you always respond, you are always late. Late gets you killed. Make contingency a religion. Every plan needs 3 exits and 2 traps. If your opponent has a single safe step, you have already failed. Build momentum like artillery. Small, relentless pressure turns mountains into graves. You don't need to shout. You need to fracture. When you set the weather, people stop hoping. They start surviving. That is power. Comfort is the ash of the mediocre. You will train yourself to crave pain. Seek pain on purpose. Run farther than your pride allows. Train heavier than your ego thinks possible. Ask your body what it hates and make it answer. Make failure a ritual. Fail publicly. Fail privately. Fail until the sound of your own collapse is a lullaby that reminds you you did not stop. Rewire reward. The dopamine flood of comfort will betray you. Replace it with the darker high, the quiet recognition that you moved where others froze. There is a pleasure in pain for the made ones. Learn it. Feast on it. Mercy is a luxury. If your aim is survival and domination, you must practice moral clarity. Separate empathy from execution. You can respect the concept of life while removing the liability someone represents. Emotional attachment is a liability in combat. Decide rules, then break them when they cost you the end. Ideals are fine until they bleed you to death. Then they are dead weight. Make decisions with surgical coldness. Delay kills. Ambiguity kills. The man who hesitates dies. This is not a call to cruelty for its own sake. It is a command to prioritize results over sentiment. Giants fall because of the pebble in the shoe. Master the tiny, brutal disciplines others ignore. Obsess over sleep quality. The exhausted make mistakes. The rested make opportunities. Control your circadian-like strategy. Master food as ammunition. Calories, timing, micronutrients. Weaponize them. A hungry man is predictable. A nourished man is dangerous. Practice hygiene of habit. Clean plan, clean mind. Chaos loves clutter. Remove it. The little things compound into massacre. Ignore them at your peril. Humans are resources. Allies can be assets or liabilities. Learn the difference quickly. Recruit because they add velocity. Drop them when they cause drag. Keep connections for utility, not for sentiment. Make loyalty transactional. Reward performance. Punish failure. People understand the language of consequence. Never make a friend the architect of your plan. Confidants leak. Use secrecy like armor. People are not the enemy, their unpredictability is. Manage it. There is a look men see in your eyes when you have nothing left to lose. Practice it. Train emotionless presence. Let people search your face for feeling and find only a blade. Practice silence until it becomes a weapon. Speak rarely. When you speak, it moves the world. Let your expression be a file. Honed, cold, unrelenting. Most will misread silence for weakness. Kill that mistake. Every rival has a breaking point. Outlast them. Convert patience into a weapon. The man who can endure becomes inevitable. Create attrition strategies. Wear them down mentally until their better options vanish. Make the long game your default. Short bursts win fights. Slow, relentless pressure wins kingdoms. Time is indifferent. Learn to be its cruel steward. Concrete rituals that the 1% do while others negotiate comfort. 0400 wake cold water sprints weighted carries. Make early hours the crucible. 0100 study. Complex skills, strategy, language of power. Learn to think in systems. Daily ledger failures, logged with cause, remedy, and deadline. Then act. No pity. Quarterly purge. Remove the weakest elements from your life. People, projects, comforts. Do it like surgery. Night forgiveness. Not for the world, for yourself. Accept the day's damage. Forgive to clear the mind for tomorrow. Ritual builds the habit which builds the habit breaker. Breaking the strong is an art of patient sabotage. See doubt subtly. One small lie, one failed promise, one exposed secret repeated. Humans prefer stories to truth. Let them lie to themselves until their world collapses. Control perception. Plant rumors, then amplify them through silence. People fear what they cannot understand. When collapse begins, puncture it. A final, decisive move, legal, financial, reputational, ends the theater. Do it clean. No drama. Warfare is less about the roar and more about the quiet knife. This path pays in solitude, in name-calling, in nights you cannot share. Expect betrayal from grateful men. They will turn when the tide shifts. That is not your failure, it is information. Expect to be mythologized. Heroes are invented by those who cannot replicate the cost. Expect nights when you regret the path. Regret is a human reflex. Use it to temper, not to stop. Haunting teaches vigilance. Use it. When every other tool is used, unpredictability wins. Be irrational publicly. Make choices that defy their logic. It recalibrates fear. Use absence as power. Vanish. Reappear with altered capacities. Let them never map your pattern twice. Predictability is a leash. The unpredictable is terrifying because it dissolves control. You do not seek a summit. You become a siege engine. You are continuous pressure, a temperament of ruin and renovation. Your goal is not applause. It is sovereignty over self, over fate, over the small things that decide large wars. Your victory metrics are survival with escalation. Each return harder than the last. Each lesson turned into kinetic cruelty. Your legacy is not monuments. It is the world rearranged into a place where rot cannot hide. If this is what you want, then bind these rules to your flesh. Make them blood contracts. Live them in the empty hours. Stand now. Feel the silence like a challenge. There are no consolations here, only orders. There is no warmth, only the cold clarity of purpose. The strongest will fall, they always do. Be the one who finishes them. And when the night presses its face against your door, when the last mask falls, and the world expects you to bow, do this. Grip the edge of your will. Breathe the cold air. Smile without warmth. And deliver the sentence. Stay hard, motherfucker. The world will celebrate your failures until the moment they fear your persistence. Let them sing while you sharpen. When they whisper that you've been broken, smile inwardly. You have been reforged. Iron forged in fire remembers the flame. It becomes sharper because it learned heat. Let the masses mistake scorch marks for defeat. They don't know the language of endurance. Make solitude your armory. In crowds, masks matter. Alone, you become honest, and honesty is lethal. Use loneliness to study every angle of your life like a battlefield map. Supply lines, weak bridges, hidden flanks. Cut what leaks. Fortify what holds. Make your interior impossible to besiege. Hate the comfortable. Comfort is a slow poison with a velvet mouth. Chase discomfort like a lover. Seek environments that require teeth and bone. If your surroundings can be comfortable, they can be stolen. If your mornings are soft, your enemies will take the day. Harden your routine until even pain feels procedural. Practice cruelty to your past self, not to punish, but to purge. Every memory that whispers, "It's enough," is a treacherous friend. Exile it. Burn the scripts of who you were so the future you write's in blood and steel. When regret knocks, answer with action. When nostalgia begs, hand it a task. Use fear as a compass, not a cage. Let it point to the edges you must cross. The loudest fears are your greatest indicators of where power lives. Walk toward them. Taste the bitter iron of them. Return with new edges to carve into the world. Master the small deaths. Every morning you rise when every cell in you says no that is a death. Every time you refuse to explain away failure that is a death. These micro-deaths accumulate until you are no longer a man who survives. You are a force that executes survival as policy. Crush mercy when mercy becomes permission. There are moments to save, moments to spare. There are other moments to end. Learn to see the difference without apology. Mercy given where it costs. The mission is weakness disguised as virtue. Put the mission first every time. Let your reputation become a weapon. Cultivate mystery. Let stories of your relentlessness circulate until they become their own deterrent. People avoid what rumors tell them will cost them dearly. Be the rumor that stops advances, the shadow that unmans kings, the silence that precedes ruin. Finally accept that escalation is inevitable. Each victory demands a larger price next time. Each survival demands a sterner test. If you are not growing hungrier as you grow stronger, you are dying softly. Fuel that hunger. Fan that need. Refuse the lullaby of complacency. This is not a path for the kind, the patient, or the polite. It is a path for the ones who will not bargain with fate, who will not barter away their will for comfort, who will carry ruin as a badge and keep walking into the storm. Now go. Turn this hunger into habit, this habit into ritual, this ritual into legend. Make the world learn your name not as a plea, but as a verdict. The strongest are not gods. They bleed, they break, they fall. And when they do, it won't be fate that kills them. It will be the one who never stopped sharpening his blade in silence. The one who embraced pain as a ritual and turned suffering into strategy. The world worships strength, but it forgets strength can be hunted. They train when mercy sleeps. While the masses bargain their time for comfort, you bargain in blood, trading soft illusions for a life that can take and give nothing but truth. You learn to wait in the dark until the prey shows weakness. You learn to move slow, clean, inevitable, because patience makes killing effortless. Every fall you watch becomes information. Every scar becomes a lesson. When giants stumble, you do not cheer. You catalog their mistakes, sharpen your edge, and plan the cut that will end them. This is not cruelty, it is calculation. Victory favors those who prepare to harvest weakness, not those who plead for mercy. There is no honor in letting legends live because their names make you comfortable. There is only the cold arithmetic of survival. You either become the force that ends them, or you remain another name whispered from a grave. So you train, you wait, and when they finally fall, you are there clean, merciless, and already moving onto the next throne. So remember this, no matter how high they rise, no matter how untouchable they seem, even the strongest will fall. And when they do, it will not be mercy that greets them. It will be you. The storm that never rested, the blade that never dulled, the hunger that never ended. Their blood will not crown you. It will not sanctify you. It will simply prove what you already knew. Monsters don't wait for thrones. Monsters take them. Stay hard, motherfucker.